What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Journey of Discovery, the free-to-play MTG Arena series. I'm Justin Parnell, and today we are going to be doing our first Ravnica Allegiance-related episode. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/ThinktwiceMTG, to get more Journey of Discovery, as well as Ali Aintrazi stream highlights and the Thinktwice podcast. If you want to listen to the Thinktwice podcast on an audio platform, just search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Now, we have a special episode today because since this is the first episode that we're going to be working with Ravnica Allegiance, that means we have some things to do, especially for a free-to-play account. And those things are going to be redeeming some codes. Now, it looks like they've changed some stuff in here. So the first code that we want to redeem is the code Play Allegiance. Successful 3 free Ravnica Allegiance packs, which is exactly what we want to do. Now, I also went to a pre-release. I picked Rakdos as my guild, went 3-1. I have a pre-release code that I'm going to enter now, and this is going to get us a free traditional draft. Success. Our little draft entry coin. That's pretty cool. So that's used. We also are going to do one other thing. We have a lot of packs to open, and we're going to save those for our constructed episode, which is going to follow this one. But we are also something that we're going to start doing now that we have we've gotten confirmation from Wizards that as of the Ravnica Allegiance patch, which came out about a week ago, you can now be sure to not open a 5th copy of a card. This is something that I've talked about a lot on this series. That we want to avoid even crafting 4 of things just because it's so bad for us to get 5th copies of stuff. So it's not even worth the risk. But now we don't really have to worry about that. Anytime you would open out of a booster pack a rare that you have 4 copies of, then it is changed to another rare you do not have 4 copies of. Same for mythics. Now for commons and uncommons, it doesn't do that. Still contributes to your vault, which we're at about 110%. We're just going to leave that there because we don't need the wild cards, and it's nice to have that vault tracker. In the event we do need the wild cards, we'll pop that open and grab those. But what we're actually going to do is our goal is from set to set is going to be get 9,000 gems. Now, I know that seems tough. We were able to get 1040 last time. This is just from playing in competitive, not even traditional drafts, but just these drafts that cost coins to enter. We're not going to play in this one today. But either way, this is how you get gems from free to play. And this is going to take. This takes a lot of drafts, but I draft more in my free time than I kind of show on here. I do love limited, so I was able to reach a little over 9,000. A little over 9,000 gems. So we're gonna be buying with 9,000 gems. 45 packs, and we're going to get a lot of wild cards with that since we're opening packs, as well as a Haunt of Hightower, which is sweet for Singleton or some other random formats. So we're going to be doing that later. Today, we're going to go ahead and use this free entry to the draft. So buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be our free entry. And, of course, we really want to get to 2 wins at least because that will make sure we can actually do another one of these drafts. Ideally, we can get to 4 at least. That'll give us a bunch of packs. But let's go ahead and jump in. So we immediately open what I would describe as a bomb. And it's a mythic rare as well. That is Seraph of the Skulls, which I just took on accident. Though, not the worst thing in the world, because that is a card that we are definitely going to play. It's the best card in the pack. I didn't get to see the rest of the pack since we blazed through it a little too quick. we're followed up with 2 excellent cards in Basilica Bellhaunt and Grasping Thrall. I think that I want the Bellhaunt. I think it is slightly more powerful. Obviously, it makes it difficult to splash. That's not something you can easily do, but it's the best white or black card here, even though I think Grasping Thrall is still very, very good. But we'll take... I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of unsure. I want to take the Bellhaunt, but the Grasping Thrall is good, and no, I'm gonna take the Bellhaunt because this is an uncommon. There's a chance we could get more of these, so we'll get the Bellhaunt. Oh, here we have some other great Orzhov cards. Consigned to the Pit is, I mean, this card is fine. It's actually pretty bad. It's just very expensive. You're always gonna play this card, but it's not something we want to draft highly, and especially when we have 2 other great cards in our colors, Imperious Oligarch, which is probably the card that I'm going to be taking, and then Pitiless Pontiff, which is very good, but I think I like the Oligarch better. This is better. The Pontiff, or excuse me, the Oligarch is better on curve, where the Pontiff is better after you have a couple of things in play where you can kind of threaten to sacrifice it to essentially just kill whatever creature is blocking it or that you're blocking with it. Given that we really just want to elongate the game so we can get these, the Oligarch is the grindier card, in my opinion, which means that this is kind of the thing that we're interested in playing. So we'll take the Oligarch. Okay. Here we have Bring to Trial, which is just a solid card. That's the card that we're going to be taking, but we'll, of course, look around to see if there's anything else that we might happen to want. This is just solid removal spell. I'm not too excited by Concordia Pegasus. Where's Reclamation? Good and Constructed. Not so much in Limited. Either way, we're going to take Bring to Trial, and we'll take a Consign if it comes back around, which I'm sure we will end up with one. We just don't need to take them highly. Okay. So here we have Thirsting Shade, and this card, I think this card's pretty bad. It takes 3 to pump. Even Lifelink is nice. Being a 1/1 for 1 with Lifelink is not the worst thing in the world. I don't think this is unplayable, but I think it's pretty bad. I actually like Arrestor Zeal a lot more. I think this is a really solid trick. And if you play on your main phase, it just gives your creature flying. I don't think we're really passing anything up. Cult Guildmage is the best card in the pack for sure. But let's take the Zeal as the card we're for sure going to play. All right. Final Payment is great. You don't want a ton of these just because they do start to add up. The payments start adding up, and really you just want this to be your final one and your only payment. Either way, this card is still pretty solid. Even if we end up with a couple, I'm happy to have it. I do like Twilight Panther. I think Twilight Panther is a very playable card, but we'll take the removal spell. Okay. Visigopa Vampire, I think, is fine. This is not a super exciting card. I think it's better than either of these, so we're probably just going to take it. Archangel, this card needs a lot of help to be good, but if you have a bunch of gates, which you very easily could, then it's excellent. Swirling Torrent is also very, very good, but I think I would rather have something on the bottom part of our curve, since our curve's not high, but you know we have a couple of 4s. Okay. So here, the only card in our colors, technically, is the Watchful Giant. Not super excited about this card. I'd rather have the Guildgate, that we can maybe splash a nice red card. Okay, so now we have 2 playable cards. We have Noxious Grudian, which is a card that I actually like quite a bit. And then, of course, we have the Blade Brand, which is another card that I like. I think they're both pretty good. Blade Brand is obviously a combat trick. This is kind of more of a curve curve thing, see what we're working with. Yeah, we'll take the 3. I like having at least one of these. Blade Brand's nice, but it gives a... I'd rather just take the Death Touch creature. Okay, so we'll take Light Up the Stage. This is actually really... This card's actually kind of insane. Limited constructed, what have you. We'll take the Twilight Panther here. We'll take the Wilderness Reclamation for our collection. We'll take the Tower Defense for our collection. We'll take the Macabre Mockery. This is a actually really playable card. We may not end up playing it, but it is certainly playable. And in fact, we'll move the red cards over here until we have a better reason to bring them to the main deck. Okay, so here we have another white card, which we're going to take, which is Lumbering Battlement. This card is super solid. At worst case scenario, it's a 4/5 for 5 with Vigilance, which is in limited is just great. Burning Trial is the next best card. Actually, think that Undercity Scavenger is probably... I think this card is significantly better than it looks. But either way, we're going to take the Lumbering Battlement. Sky Tether is also good. There's the Battlement that we just took. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We'll have Emergency Powers, which is a mythic rare. We have a card that's much better in our deck, which is the Oligarch, and almost certainly the card we're going to play. Undercity's Embrace is fine, but I think it's worse in this format just because there's a lot of little Afterlife tokens hanging around. Nothing else here is really exciting me. We're going to take the Oligarch. Just the best card in our deck by a lot. Okay, so here we have Summary Judgment. Actually, this is just the best card now that I see this. Drill Bit is fine. It's playable. Then, of course, we have the Vizcope of Vampire, but we'll just take the Summary Judgment. Solid removal spell. Okay. So here, the best card in the pack, in my opinion, is Daggercaster. We're probably going to take this Vindictive Vampire. I do think this card is good, is at its best in a very Orzhov deck, which is looking like what we are. So I'm going to take that, but I would be happy to take the Daggercaster and maybe try to splash it otherwise. Okay, well, here we have a really easy Grasping Thrall pick. This is just the best card in the pack. And for our colors, both. Although, Carnival Carnage is pretty sweet, too. Also really like how they do this on Arena, where it just turns the cards so you can see both. Yeah, we'll take the Grasping Thrall. Okay. Scorchmark is the best card in the pack. It's a Magma Spray for 2, but Magma Spray is still pretty good, even at 2. Probably gonna take the Resolute Watchdog. It's just like an onboard trick that soaks up some damage, which can be important, especially against like Rakdos and Gruul decks. That basically gives a creature indestructible. It's even better with like our Vindictive Vampire, but this is good to kind of just put on the ground and hang out. Okay, so we have 2 cards that we want in our deck. One is Dead Revels. This is a great effect, and it's particularly good in Orzhov, specifically because you're freely trading your creatures off. And then the other one, which is the card I'm probably just going to take, is the Knight of the Last Breath. Even though this costs 7, it's still pretty solid. 7's so much though. I don't know. I might just take this Dead Revels. We have a lot of ways. We have a lot of ways to really let this help us. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take that. 7 is so much. Like 5 is really the max I want to go, and it's just a 4/4, even though it has Afterlife. Yeah, I'll take the Dead Rebels, whatever. Because I'll play multiple of those if I need to. I think Rally to Battle is probably going to be the pick. Orzhov Gilgate is also great. The fact that this costs 4, not bad, considering the effect at instant speed. I don't know. I'm torn between this and the Guildgate, just because obviously the Guildgate is the Guildgates are all great. Just they're all fantastic. Ready for battle or Guildgate? At this point, we're going to play all of these cards except for this Rakdos Guildgate. So we're at 16, which is great. Worst card is Twilight Panther, but I still like it in this deck. Creatures, we have creatures that can tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Solid number. We'll take the Ready for Battle. Unsure, but we'll take it. We'll take the Sky Tether. Has Defender. So this basically says creature can attack and can't block flyers. So this is, I mean, this is essentially pacifism for us. For a big creature. Okay. I don't really see a scenario where I'm going to be playing, like actually having Knight of Sorrows in my deck. More so than the rest of these, though. So I suppose I will take it. Sure. We'll put it in the board. Same with all of these. Though we will take the Guildgate just because it's a Guildgate. We're not going to play anything else. These are all commons. There's nothing we specifically want for our collection. Same here. We'll just take the Guildgate. More Guildgates. Humongulous. Sure. It doesn't matter. We're not going to play any of these. And then Root Snare. Okay. Alright, now we are faced with a Stomping Ground and a Mortify, which is the obvious card that we want. Mortify is easily the best card in the pack for us. So the question is, do we get farther taking the Mortify than just taking the Stomping Ground, which we know we need for our collection? Because this is basically like opening a Stomping Ground, or any, especially early on, any Shockland is like getting a free pack. So free to play mentality, this is like a free win, is opening the Stomping Ground. Even though Mortify is good, it's a kill spell. It's a kill spell. It's not gonna it's not, you know, it's not always significantly worse than Bring to Trial. So, given that, we're going to take the Stomping Ground. And I'm sure some people are upset, but that's just something that you have to consider. I mean, just straight up, you have to consider. This is kind of the reason that we're doing this, is to grow our collection. So, opening a card that we specifically want for our collection and picking it, it's just like opening a booster pack and then getting that card out of it, especially with the duplicate protection. Now, we're not going to open 5 Stomping Grounds. We're going to have 4 at max. And unless we draft another one, which means that, you know, we don't have to do that going forward, then I think it is just a win to do that. Okay. So looking at this pack, which I actually think is pretty bad, I'm probably just going to take the Sky Tether, even though it's not exciting. The Carrion Imp, I think this card's pretty bad. It's fine. It's a 2/3 flyer for 4, and it exiles a creature card. It basically gains you 2 life, so it's fine. Like, this is a playable card. I'd rather have another removal spell. I even think Justicar's Portal is better than the Imp. Either way, we're just gonna take the Sky Tether. Nothing too exciting. Nothing too exciting. Okay, so here we have a second Dead Revels and then a Blade Brand. I don't mind having 2 Dead Revels in this deck. It's good in Orzhov because it's really grindy. The more cards you have with Afterlife, the better. we don't have many, but we do have a few. We have these two, and we have the Seraph of the Scales. And of course, returning any of these is game breaking. I do like Blade Brand, but we're gonna take the Dead Revels and make sure there's nothing here that I'm not thinking of that's crazy. Okay. All right. So here we have probably another Summary Judgment, just as more removal. Deals 3 to something or 5 to something. Carnival Carnage is not bad, but I think Summary Judgment is good enough without having to play or aggressively draft more gates. That we'll just take this. Okay, speaking of gates, we have Orzhov Guildgate. Oh, we do have a Syndicate Messenger though. I'm pretty sure Syndicate Messenger is just the card that I'm going to take here. This is also a 2/3 flyer. Instead of gaining 2 life, it gives you a 1/1 creature when it dies. A 1/1 flyer, which is significantly better. We're just going to take the messenger. Okay. There's another Dead Revels. Instead of taking the third one, we'll just take this Rakdos Guildgate, which means it's more likely. Ooh, here's another Macabre Mockery. But I think I'm just going to take the Vizcup of Vampire. Yeah. 3 is actually a place of need on our curve, so. Okay. So here we have, what is Sentinel's Mark? +1/+2 in Vigilance. And if you cast it during your main phase, it gives lifelink. This just seems like a combat trick that stays. So I think this card is good. It is specifically, we also have Vizcup of Vampire, so this turns us into a 4/3 with lifelink at instant speed, which I think is pretty solid. So I'm going to take this. I think this card is really good, but it's also kind of hard to evaluate. I haven't played it with or against this card, but. Okay. Consign to the Pit. We're just not going to play this card. It's just too expensive. All right, I'll take the Guildgate again. Anything here we want to play that's red? No, we'll take the Justicar's Portal. We're likely to play that. We'll take the 10 Street Dodger for a collection. We're not going to side this in at all. This card is pretty powerful, I feel like. That's going awfully late. Root Snare and then a Growth Spiral. Alright. Let's knock 6 cards out. Alright. 10 Street Dodger, Quench, Root Snare, Growth Spiral, Swirling Torrent. Alright, this is 41. I don't think we have any red cards we really want to. We have a Macabre Mockery. Oh, we want to put this Final Payment in here. So we're not going to play these Guildgates. It's okay that we have them, though. Alright, so this is 42. With 13 creatures. So if Justicar's Portal, we're actually going to cut that. So the things we're looking to cut are non-creatures. Neither of these. Ready for Battle, I think we probably just don't have enough creatures for. So I think I'm going to cut that. I would rather just get grindy and just have this super grindy deck. I'm fine having these. These could soak it up on the ground. Where we have the Seraph and the Grasping Thrall, and then of course a bunch of little Afterlife fellows. Actually, this deck is really solid. We don't really need a Guildgate. The mana worked out. 1 Final Payment, which is great. I would have liked another one. We probably couldn't play 3 just because that ends up being too much. But yeah, this deck is super solid, and we have a legit bomb in the Seraph of the Scales. So let's give it a shot. All right, we're on the draw, but I don't like this hand. There's just not enough action going on. So I'm gonna mulligan for something a little better. All right, well this is better. If we can scry a non-land to the top, I'll feel even better. A 1-drop. This is actually great to get us to our Seraph. I also like that Twilight Panther is a 1/2. so it doesn't die to little pings. Which it's not there's not like a ton of in this format, but you know. Play our watchdog. This is a solid curve for us. Oh, this is look at this good boy. This is such a good boy. Gotta be careful clicking him though. You could sacrifice him immediately, which is not what you want. Alright, we'll play the swamp out. Does have defender. Because he just keeps watch. Alright, all of the death touch creatures. Scorch mark, sure. Light up the stage. Nothing from our opponent here. Alright, we'll play Seraph of the Scales. I imagine our opponent was looking for a land. Which they drew that turn, but still not a swamp. Which means this Seraph is going to be difficult. I mean, if they can sacrifice it, that would be pretty sweet. Can they? Ooh, okay. Alright. That's not bad. I don't think I want to trade my Panther for one of these tokens, so we'll just pass for now. Yeah, that was pretty good. We have not drawn really anything. Macabre Mockery. Alright. Yeah, it's a thing. We're gonna get beaten down by our own Seraph. We can't block, so I'm gonna sacrifice it and get 2 more spirits. Jeez. Yep. I get 2 more spirits. We're getting like our face beat in. Vigilance. Alright, I guess we'll give our Panther lifelink. I would like it to have forever lifelink. But it's just until end of turn, which is unfortunate. We're still on a 2-turn clock, which is the second worst kind of clock. The other being obviously a 1-turn clock, which means that you're dead. As soon as your opponent takes a game action. Burn Bright. Well, I take it back. We were on a 1-turn clock, as it turned out. Man, what a crazy game for us to lose. Our opponent has nothing if we don't have Seraph of the Scales. All right then. Yeah, I don't think there's a sideboard that we can do. We just got to have that not happen again. All right, let's not lose in a crazy way. Kudos to our opponent for figuring all that out, but didn't care for it. All right, we're gonna be on the play. This is a great hand. Nice little curve of Oligarch into this Copa Vampire. Can't be blocked this turn except for creatures with Defender. Alright then. Okay. And that was a super crazy way for us to lose last game. We have a good curve. We only need to draw like one land for the rest of the game. No blocks. Alright, we're just going to play this Syndicate Messenger. We're not going to attack with our vampires. Maybe we'll do that next turn and then flash in like Sentinel's Mark if they try to block. I have a feeling that our opponent's going to skewer us as we are the critics. Yeah. That's definitely what this feels like. Maybe they have another Scorch Mark. Light up the stage, alright. Land and a Rakdos Trumpeteer. This card is kind of insane. This card is like Red Ancestral Recall. And I don't think that I'm not exaggerating as much as everyone probably thinks that I am. We're going to attack here, and then we're going to play our Lumbering Battlement. Because that's what we want to give lifelink for a turn. So just in case our opponent has Active Treason, which is likely, if we exile these two, this goes to 8, 9, 10, 13. Skewer the critics, and then we die. Alright, so we'll just get this one then. I just feel like that is a realistic scenario that can happen. Like, I already kind of feel... Okay, that's good. Because I already feel like there's an Active Treason coming. Alright. Right then. We have one creature in there. Double Vigilance. We will attack for 7, though. So we're going to go to 22. In the event that our creature is about to die, or... Alright, when it attacks, target creature cannot block. Okay, so it has haste. So I think instead of letting them attack, we're just going to pay 5. Actually, we're going to sacrifice an enchantment. No. How do we sacrifice? Sacrifice a creature or enchantment? Okay. I don't want to sacrifice it. Oh, target a creature. Okay, we'll target this. Sacrifice an enchantment. Yes, this. Okay. We figured it out. We figured it out. We only had to burn a timeout doing so, but we got it. Has defender and loses flying. All right. This 4 to pump this? Okay. Well, they only have 6 right now. Alright, pass the turn. Another goblin gathering. They're gathering so many goblins. Okay, so now they can pump this. Menace, you got it. They can pay 2, they can pay 4, and then I go to 19. They can trade their whole board for the battlement, which I think is a... There's a decent chance that they do that, which is actually fine. Then we're gonna Dead Revelers, get it back. Okay. So we are... I think we... Has Defender and loses Flying. Okay. So we'll make this Trumpeter unable to attack. Only because... If they draw a land, then they can start getting in for 5. While we're unable to block, which they do. So this pretty much stops them. And I imagine they're going to block here and block with 2 goblins. Two, and then pump twice. Yep. All that's fine. Because we're gonna get our messenger. And we'll get our 2 creatures back. They try to grind our opponent out. Yep. That's probably all the grinding that they needed for this game. Okay. The Just Cars portal I don't hate here. It's more about what we side out. I was gonna think about the Resolute Watchdog, but now that I see they have a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, it's gonna remain. Sky Tether's gonna be great. We don't care about them blocking, just attacking. Sentinel's mark seemed fine. Fine enough. It's essentially gained us like 12 life, because we were able to sack final payment to it. Okay, I think we're just going to stick with this. Alright. On the draw, but this hand is no good. This hand is largely the same, but it's slightly better because we have a Scry, so I will keep it. Viscopa Vampire on the bottom. Well, we have a slow one. We do have 10 planes in our deck, so a pretty good shot we're going to draw one. Okay. So far, so bad. We can draw planes now. And have a Seraph for the scales. Feel pretty good. Okay. Not the worst. Not the worst. Now, could our opponent do something we don't like, such as... Yep. Make it unable to block? Yes, definitely. And could it do that again? Okay. So we have a Skewer the Critics. That creature gains flying. Oh man. 7... Vigilance and Death Touch. Well, neither of those are lifelink. No attacks. Needs white to gain Vigilance. Our lack of white early definitely has hurt us. Felt like the hand was fine on 6. With some powerful spells in the event we drew a white with a scry. I think I would keep it again, even though it has not worked out so far. Cannot block. This is a powerful creature. Scorch Mark is going to go bye-bye. Okay. Well, that was good. Good and necessary. Where we go to 6. It looks like we're going to take 5 here if our opponent has absolutely nothing. If our opponent has more than nothing, then I think we lose. Okay, Seraph cannot block. Well, we have to block one of these. We're going to take 1. Okay, so a 2-1 for opponent. Syndicate Messenger. So I think we're just dead because we have to block this Roustabout. If we could blink this, which we cannot, we would not be dead. But I think as it stands right now, we are. Since this, of course, doesn't give lifelink. Doesn't give lifelink and Death Touch. Alright. Well, we'll pass the turn to at least let our opponent believe that we have something. Maybe give them some doubt. A creature with power 1 or less attacks. They deal 1 damage. Yuck. Alright, we're dead to like 2 of their creatures. Yep. Alright, good game. That one ended up not being close, unfortunately. Alright, looks like we won the roll. We'll be on the play. This is not super great. I think we could do better. This is better enough with the scry. We'll keep a 3rd land for sure. We'll play our Twilight Panther. All right. Start the the Kitty Spirit Onslaught. Looks like our opponent kept a 1-lander. Oh. We don't have a lot. We have some really anemic beats. I like how that triggers Spectacle. It just lets you know. Alright. We'll play this Vindictive Vampire. It appears that we're going to get a free one off of our opponent here. You never know. Okay. Well, we know our opponent's playing Bant at minimum, which doesn't really tell us anything, so we'll just head into game 2. I don't love this hand. We have some bad removal, 2 lands, spell we can't cast. I would rather find a 6, and I think this hand's significantly better. We'll keep this one. We'll bend the Sky Tether for now. Opponent chose to be on the draw. Which is not super crazy. I imagine they have some sort of a greedy deck, if that is the case. Or what they might describe as greedy. Maybe a lot of guild gates. Lots of colors. Oh, Lord. Okay. Here we go. Well, they bend our 2 1-drops, so that was nice of them. We'll play this Death Touch creature so we can get by their wall. Hopefully they're just playing this because it's a wall, and it goes with their very controlling strategy rather than trying to mill me, which is not something I enjoy. Alright. Let's get in for 2. I imagine 2 unblocked. Alright. We'll play another creature they're not going to be able to block as it stands. Well, looks like our opponent's decision to be on the draw is probably correct, since I believe... Okay. This is interesting. Well, I don't believe they can kill any of our creatures, but they can stop them from dealing damage this turn, which I suppose is fine. We'll just play our lifelinker. Fairy Duelist reminds me of the movie Hook. This just for some reason this reminds me of like Julia Roberts' Tinkerbell. Maybe because she poked Dustin Hoffman Hook in the nose with a little sword. Maybe that's why this reminds me of Hook. Maybe that's where they got this the inspiration for this card. I hope so. Movie that I have no doubt has aged poorly. We're going to Sentinel's Mark the Vizkopa Vampire. Probably. Give that +1/+1 and return this to our hand. All right. Okay, well, in that case, we'll give this one plus so we can fight through. I don't want to lose my Death Toucher. I do not want to lose my Death Toucher. I want to be able to fight through this wall. Okay. And we'll trade our vampire for their engineer. If they so choose. Alright, so they're going to play some 5-drop this turn, most likely. What? I do not know. Okay, +1. Okay. Okay. You drew a card. Proud of yourself. Well. We're going to kill this with Summary Dismissal on our turn. Oh, that was clever. That was a clever little trick. Now, we couldn't exactly break through. So, not super great. But it's fine. You did get to kill a creature for free. And we're going to like I said, we're going to Summary Dismissal the Geyer Engineer, just so our opponent cannot do this. Okay, there goes the wall. So summary dismissal. This tap creature. And we'll play another vampire. Alright. And of course, if it looks like our opponent is going to be able to adapt Zagana without tapping it, then we'll just Sky Tether it and go about our business. We're not really in danger of that. They could have another of the bouncy. Okay, destroy this and make a frog. Alright. I'll play a land. Okay. I think we can probably just take it with the Syndicate Messenger. Alright. That's what we're going to try to do. We'll pass the turn. Oof. Reach Spider. Not what we want. Okay, this is a nice one. If only we could break through for 2, but we cannot. And of course this doesn't have flying. Or else we could make it lose flying and then attack. I mean, either way we're gonna play this. Put our opponent to 2 and then potentially attack with 2 flyers next turn. And of course, if our opponent plays a flying creature, we can Sky Tether, make it lose flying, and attack. That's best case scenario for us, is our opponent plays a flying creature using all of their mana. Okay. Alright. Looks like they do not have anything. Alright, we're on the play again. 1-1, we will play first. Not a great hand, but we do have our Seraph. I think I'd still rather mulligan. Yeah, this hand is better. Especially with a scry. We'll keep this Oligarch. It's not a land, but we can do a lot with just 3 and enough with 2. So I feel like our hand has enough power in 2 of our best cards with Lumberjack Battleman and Grasping Thrall of it. It is worth it. It is worth it. And in comes the Concordia Pegasus to completely shut us down. I'll play our Death Toucher. This little disgusting beast has been solid in our deck. Oh, God. Okay. Well, let's attack for 2. This has got to be the mill deck if our opponent has persistent petitioners. I guess we will find out. Probably in short order. I think in retrospect, I would rather have another one of these than these. Okay. A little tech here. If they want to trade, then so be it. Okay, or not trade. We will not dead revelers. All right, another death touch creature. Not sad about that. Twilight Panther is a great way to trigger black spectacle cards. Just because it's not something that people are interested in blocking. I'm expecting my opponent... Okay. Resolve. Okay. So our Dead Revelers is now turned on. Dead Revels, not Revelers. Dead Revels. Is now turned on. Which of course means that we're going to draw a land. Cannot attack or block and its active abilities can't be activated. Got it. If we draw a land, we're just going to play the Vampire. Humongulous. Okay, we did not. Well, in that case, let us... Yep. Let us attack. Damage. I think we want to wait for these, so we'll just play the Viscopa Vampire. Unless our opponent gives us something better than what we have in our graveyard. Deputy of Detention. Are they going to go for the Viscopa Vampire? Or okay, they are. Sure thing. No blocks. Okay, there's another Oligarch. Just the Twilight Panther. Still just play the second Oligarch. If we can get this Vindictive Vampire down, not only will I be quite happy, but then we can start being a little more aggressive. High Alert. Each creature assigns damage with its... Each creature you control assigns damage with its toughness rather than its power. Combat damage. Alright. Well then. I guess we're going to double block here. Block. Untap target creature, okay. Let's see, I don't, so... 5... It's 11, which is exactly what we have. Okay, I'll just play the Vindictive Vampire then. No attacks. Probably just the Concordia Pegasus. But maybe everything, who knows. let's block the humongulous. It's huge, and it's humongulous. Just like everyone's favorite. Okay. Let's attempt a lumbering battlement. I'd really like for this to resolve. There's not many counter spells, but I feel like my opponent would have one. And of course we're just going to get this Grudian. That's it. We need our Twilight Panther around. Attack for 3 in the air. No, thank you. Okay, hopefully they don't have anything like Ethereal Absolution or some nonsense. Pitiless Pontiff, okay. That one is fine. Let's block here. And of course the reason I'm blocking is because ooh, Seraph of the Scales is a nice one. Death Touch, Death Touch. Seraph of the Scales is a nice one for sure. Pitiless Pontiff gets sacrificed the Pegasus to trade with the... basically trade the Pegasus with the battlement. Actually, that's fine. And then we'll play... I'll probably play Seraph of the Scales, leaving a black up. Untap it. Alright. Sure. I imagine I sacrificed the Concordia Pegasus. It's probably not huge mungulous. They're 5/5 for 5 with hexproof. Yep. Okay, sure, that's fine. Alright. We'll get our Death Touch creature back. Drain them for 1. And then we're going to play our Seraph of the Scales. And pass the turn. Ill-gotten inheritance. Okay. That's a little bit of a clock, but we can provide a clock as well. This is essentially a dead combat step from our opponent. That's a good one. Alright, so we're just going to attack in with our potential Death Touch creatures. We could have gone for the win. But I think this is just safer. Okay. Then we're going to play a Grasping Thrall. We'll go to 13. Opponent goes to 2. Alright. Yep, packs it in. Game 2. Our opponent's deck seems poor unless they have high alert. I don't want to say poor, but not something we're particularly scared of. I will say that these Vizkopa vampires are probably not great, though we don't exactly have anything to get in place of them. So we're just gonna keep this. Jesgar's Portal. This blinks something. That's probably better, only to get rid of the arrest type effect. I don't remember the name. It's the blue-white card. Not high alert. The binding. The Law Mage's binding, I think is what it is. All right, we're obviously going to mull this hand. Okay. This is much better. We'll put the Dead Revels on the bottom. We can build our own kind of Baneslayer Angel. Okay, we now know that this is only in our opponent's deck because it can be a 3/3. Now we could be in trouble if our opponent plays High Alert right now. Okay, they do. So, we have multiple High Alerts. Rather than the mill deck. We're going to go ahead and play this on the Petitioners. Just because it's going to be a little while before we can get a blocker down. I think we're going to be at 11 before we can do that because we'd go to 14 this turn, then 11 next turn because we're not going to block with our Seraph. We want to get this on our Seraph. Oh no. Can attack as though they didn't have Defender. Wow. This just colds this card. Okay, well that's good to know. That's good to know in a game 3 situation. What a punt from us. So attack as though it didn't have Defender. Alright. That's brutal. If our opponent attacks with Administrative Obligation, we're just going to take 1. Ah, Deputy of Detention. Okay. Well, we do have ways to get rid of that. Let's hope we don't die before they happen. Okay, well, we're definitely going to take these Sky Tethers out of our deck. Holy crap. Yep. We're practically dead. We're taking like 9 this turn. Okay. Probable game 3 situation. How about a definite game 3 situation? Alright, we're going to take 6. Because our opponent's scared getting the deputy involved. It's understandable. Deputy's detaining an angel. Imperious Oligarch. We turn this into a 3/3. I mean, we're super dead, but we'll see what our opponent does. Okay, so now we're dead. I don't think we showed them Sentinel Mark last game. Maybe we did. Either way. Alright. Sky Tether, you're gone. Vizkopa Vampire, you're in. Gains haste, sacrifice it. the beginning of the next end step. So we're at 39. Light of Sorrow is a 3/3, which is most of their creatures. That just seems so bad. I think Rally to Battle is probably has higher upside. So we'll just play that. And this is where we could have had the Mortify. Oh man, we really need to hit a third land, but if we do, I think we're in good shape. Our opponent on the mulligan. Likely looking for high alert. May have found it. Scrying to the top of their mulligan. Okay, well we did find our third land. Oh, very persistent petitioners. Since they can't give this Death Touch, we'll play our Grudian now. Okay, so of course they immediately find a black, which is fine. I don't think I want to trade this for their Twilight Panther, so we'll just play a Viscopa Vampire. Do we want to trade our Viscopa Vampire for... I think that we probably just start attacking here. No, I think we want to get the Vindictive Vampire on the battlefield first. That way we can ping our opponents as well. Even at the risk of them creating more blockers. They do not have high alert, but they have to have something. Okay. We'll now play our Vindictive Vampire, and then we'll start attacking. I would imagine they trade... So they have a trick here, +2/+2, and then to give this Death Touch, take 3. I'll gain 6, then trigger them for 2. And we'll try to again next turn, then we'll Dead Revelers them. Okay, 2/5. Yeah, Sentinel's Mark is pretty good. Alright. Opponent's got a huge old Mungulus. We'll play our flyer, though. Okay. That's a good creature for us to Dead Reveler's back. Along with our Death Toucher. More persistent petitioners. They're quite persistent. Pitiless Pontiff. Okay. I'd love to draw a swamp here. Nice. Alright, now we're going to Dead Revels. We're going to get back the yeah, we'll spectacle it. We'll get back the Grudian and the Thrall. We're going to play the Grudian. Okay. Sure. Opponent's on high alert for high alert. Now, this board gets significantly scarier if they do draw it. And all jokes aside. However, if they don't, then they have quite a short clock. Because we're going to go ahead and get in here with the Grudian. Maybe we don't. Maybe because I think they essentially trade their petitioners for it. So we could trade our Watchdog for their petitioners. I don't think that's something that we want. Okay, drain them for 2. Okay, mill a land, thank you. You gonna mill another one? Alright. Another land, thank you. So I think that we can just get them next turn. We attack with the Vizkopa Vampire. Excuse me, we attack with everything. No, I think we attack with the Vizkopa Vampire as well. Then we can drain them for the rest. Okay, Law Mage is binding here. Alright. Okay, still go to attacks. We're going to hit them essentially for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless they can kill the Thrall. I mean, we can blink. We'll blink the Thrall if they try to kill it. Okay. So that's hitting them for 1. So that's 4. And we'll pass. So right now they're taking 5. We can make it 8. Okay, give this Death Touch and Indestructible. Okay, so they're trading with our Grudian. Which is fine. The Vampire, the Vindictive Vampire does not, notably does not trade here. So we get them to 4, we could get them to 3. Because we can just blink our Thrall at any moment, sacrifice our... Or get them to 1, sacrifice our Watchdog at any moment. And we're just going to do another attack next turn, and that should be it. Well, I do think this card is good. They have to imagine they have some other black card that they're playing this with. We're never going to find out. Alright. 2 and 1 will be on the play. This hand is solid. Low curve. Lots of removal. We have a 2 and a 3. We can cast with any land. Sky Tether's not great with this setup, but this is more removal for the late game. But we do have some... okay. Alright, let's just test the waters. They're smart, they'll block. They played a wall, right? Walls block. Okay. Well, they figured it out. They figured it out. Use their wall to block. It's a crazy notion. Okay. A little, essentially repulse action. Alright, we're gonna do it again. It blocked a lot quicker that time. Significantly quicker. And we're gonna... we'll attack with our Vizkopa Vampire. If they want to trade their Rebel Slinger for it, then that's fine. Okay. In that case, we'll just game 3. Rampaging Rendhorn. 5/5. Okay. So we'll take 5 from that. We're not gonna block or summary judgment it. We're just going to take 7 here. Go to 14, then summary judgment the 5/5. No blocks. As long as they don't make this bigger. All right, it's a sizable monster. That was a good draw. Okay. Let's Summary Judgment here. And we'll play the Syndicate Messenger. No attacks. This is a nice little removal spell. You have to take a little damage sometimes. You're going to get hit, but common, you can have multiple of them. What is with these reach creatures? Okay, we'll play some more flying creatures. I can't sky tether these. I would like to sky tether them. They deserve to be in the sky. Tethered to the sky. +1, +2. Huh. I can't even put this on one of these. It's just, I just don't like it. All right then. We'll pass the turn. If they make this a 7/7, okay, and I think they're going to. Likely at the end of my turn. Hey, that was a good draw. Twilight Panther. No, Frilled Mystic. That was not good. That's not what I wanted at all. I wanted to trade my Twilight Panther with their Scuttlegator. No attacks. So we need to get rid of their reach creatures. Since they're not flying creatures, but reach creatures. Alright. Watchdog. It's not bad. We'll pass again. The old Simic stalemate. Our opponent is very hesitant to give this monstrous creature a +1/+1 counter. Or 3 even. Okay. They've now done so. Okay, that's going to be a 5/5. This one's going to be tough. This one's going to be tough. We can't, and so it didn't have Defender, we can't even sky tether this thing. This stupid Scuttlegator. I think we just have to block it with like a bunch of our creatures. Alright. So this can make it, so I think, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're going to block here and here. Yep. Then we're going to play Sentinel's Mark on the Vizkopa Vampire. Then we're going to sacrifice this, give the Vizkopa Vampire indestructible. Target tapped creature. Okay. Alright. We're going to let it kill the Oligarch. We're going to gain 4. Have 3 damage left on it. We'll get a 1/1 and deal it 3. Which is a whole heck of a lot of resources, but... Oh, no! Oh, come on, Frilled Mystic. You shouldn't have 2 of those. Ugh. Yuck. Oh, man, these creatures are real dumb. This can attack as though it didn't have Defender. These don't have Flying, they have Reach. Alright. How are we going to get out of this pickle? I think the answer is just block this stupid Scuttle Gator with the Seraph. You can tag these reach creatures. Reachers. Okay. Now block here. This can be 5. It says Vigilance and Lifelink, but not enough power. So right now we're taking 3, 9, 14. That doesn't seem great, does it? I actually don't know how we're going to get out of this game, if we're all being honest with each other. But I bet it's not with this Vizkopa Vampire. Alright, those are my blocks. We're going to give our Seraph... Yep, that resolves. We've got a 5/5. Death Touch. Scales this way. Scales this way. Only because we need to see the animations, obviously. That's obviously. Boom. Everything dies. And we have 3 little flyers. And we'll pass the turn again. At this point, we have to just rely on the revelers doing necessary work. I can't believe these sky tethers are just, they just don't do anything. I think I want to use 1 on the Mammoth Fighter just because, I mean, even though it's just, it just can't attack us, it can still block. But this slows down our clock. We do have 2 revelers. Oh no, that's not good. Target creature with power 4 or greater, it's a sorcery. Yeah, you have 4 or greater. Don't you play the Frilled Mystic? Ugh, yuck. Oh, those were two very good creatures. Okay, so this is going to have Trample with Adapt 4. All right. No longer. Wilderness Reclamation, that's fine. Opponent can attack for 2. Nope. Decline. Alright, let's play Oligarch. Oh no. What a draw. What a draw. This has Trample? Oh man. So they got to adapt this and then immediately drew this the next turn? That's pretty gross. Oh. Rester's Zeal, that's not good enough. Well, we're on a 2-turn clock. So we're gonna block this, oh, not because it. I mean, we still take 10. This makes us not dead next turn. Barely not dead, but not dead with the Arrestor Zeal. No, now we're dead. Presuming our opponent determines they can indeed attack with the rest of their creatures, so. Final payment. Okay. We're no longer dead. We're going to pass. So, if our opponent tries to attack all of their creatures. Nope, just this one? Alright. We're going to sacrifice a creature. We're going to destroy this creature. I don't think we want to sacrifice this enchantment for sure, or this one. That can just attack, so we'll sacrifice a spirit. Eight cards left. We still have 2 dead revels in here, right? Yep. Okay, well, there's a lumbering battlement. If we can get this big enough, then if we can get the battlement big enough, then it can do something. Okay, we're not going to block. Cannot profitably block. I won't believe that our, of course. Alright, 6 cards. I feel like we're going to lose this one by decking, because we're just going to not have enough time to shoot through their creatures. But, so be it, I guess. But we have to get another creature under this battlement, because we have to break through at least this, if not this also. So we'll pass the turn. So, 1, 2, 3. So most of these are lands. Half of these are lands, and half of their dead revels. And okay, so we'll block here. Block. We'll give our creature +2, and then our opponent will pump their incubation druid and put us out of our misery. Because they have to have a pump spell, because they haven't attacked with all of their creatures any other time. No? Okay. Okay, come on. I mean, same thing. We still have to... We just have to chump here, unfortunately. But we have the Dead Revels get back. Grasping Thrall, and then the Seraph. Oh no, this has Trample. Oh, we're dead. Okay. Alright. Well, that was just unfortunate, wasn't it? That's quite unfortunate. Well, again, I don't think anything that we could have is good. Like Macabre Mockery, I don't think is that great. We'd have to decide into all of our guild gates, which is not good enough. Alright. Alright, we'll be on the play again. This hand is very good. It's quite a good hand. We obviously need to draw lands, but if we do, then I feel pretty good. Our opponent does not have a great way to exile creatures. There's old Sky Tether. There's definitely a chance we should have sided one of these out just for something else. Okay, there's a land. Lands are good. We'll wait and see if we can maybe get our opponent to block. No, okay. Never know. You never know, right? If our opponent plays something like Zagana, we'll just kill it with life. Kill it with our life total. I feel like they have a Frilled Mystic. And I don't want to get caught by a Frilled Mystic. So I'm not. There's no way they don't. I think we're just going to get this Druid. Only because if we pass our next turn, they're just going to adapt it. We'll kill it with our life total. Okay, there's the Frilled Mystic. Okay, now we can play our Seraph for the scales. Okay, do we want to give it Death Touch? Yes. No, not Vigilance. Actually, yeah, we'll attack here. For 1. Alright. No, don't hold a white up. We'll end the turn. We should get this onto the battlefield. This is the main thing that we want to do. It's like, yeah, of course you want your angel, your mythic rare angel onto the battlefield. Well, yes, but reason is I don't think that they can destroy this. Bounce it, perhaps. But counter magic is their way of interacting, and if we found a way around that, which for now we have. Okay. That was a good draw. And we'll just keep attacking. They have to do something. Like, I'll just make them... They probably just have another Frilled Mystic. Because they definitely have 2. There's no way they wouldn't just play a 5-drop. Yeah, no. That's fine. Adapt away. Swear if they play a Wilderness Reclamation. And hold up this stupid Frilled Mystic and or Counterspell again. Alright. Here's Zagana. Zagana draws a card. No, we obviously have no blocks. Okay, that's a solid one. Let's continue to attack. And we're going to attempt to Sky Tether Zagana. And they're going to play their other Frilled Mystic. There it is. Right on time. Now, I don't think we can play the Bell Hunt. Even though we go to 15, they're going to... If they play a land, this is an 8-8. So they have 8, 17 power. And even though we can block one of them... No, maybe we just do this and then bring to trial next turn. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Because if we can just hit them with this, then we can hit them with this. Like, actually, I want them to use their mana on their turn. That's what I want them to do. Stupid mammoth spider. Alright. Sure thing. And they can attack with Zagana, if they so choose. Okay, which they do. No, we're not going to block. Okay. So, Bring to Trial is power 4 greater, so we'll get Zagana. I'm just going to see if we can get through, if we can get them to 2. There's just a chance of that happening. So, and if we can, then we'll kill them with the Grasping Thrall, and if not... Alright. We'll give this Death Touch. We'll get two little flyers. Oh man. That was a bad punt. I did not give this Death Touch, which we totally should and could have done. Should, could, would have. This would be dead. We could fly over for 2. That could cost us the match, which is bad. Quite bad. Okay, they have a 4/4 goat. We are gonna not... Oh, I think they're holding up counterspell. We're gonna not block here. No blocks. Alright, we're gonna try to spectacle them. Would be nice if that was just dead, but we are not smart, apparently. Let's get back Seraph and Panther, because we can play Panther this turn. Yep. Countered. Okay. Deserved. And this is how we're going to lose this game, most likely. Because we left the Mammoth Spider on the battlefield. Alright. Our opponent used Auto Tapper, and Auto Tapper failed them. Had all of its mana left open, they tapped their 3/5. Not as bad a mistake as our leaving Mammoth Spider, which we'd be killing our opponent this turn, by the way, if that were not the case. Opponent is determining how they can attack. This is a good attack. It's aggressive. We're going to take 6 and go to 4. This is going to remain in play. We're going to have 3 blockers for next turn, assuming we draw nothing. There are 4 attackers, so which we do draw nothing, so that's great. Well, we're not dead. We're just very close to dead. No attacks. Yeah, not a good punt. Our opponent can't crack the Simic Locket or do their Skitter Eel. I think it makes more sense to do the Locket. Yeah. Any spell that interacts with our board wins in the game. And it's likely they're just going to win regardless. Okay. That will certainly do it. Oh, well, that's a frustrating one to lose that we just had and just did not activate the ability of our first pick. Mythic. First pick Mythic Rare Angel. Okay. I thought for a second our opponent was playing safely. Oh, are they? Okay. Well, this leaves us not dead. No, there's not really anything that we could draw. And Plains is not it. Good game. We'll just concede. Alright. Good game, opponent. Alright. Very, very frustrating way to lose. We did get 2 wins, which is a big, actually, a monster difference than 1. Just because you get 800 gems. This is certainly the biggest difference. 800 gems to 0. Is a massive difference. This is a pretty big difference too. Is getting 3 wins, so that would have been nice to do instead of a punt. But, you know, getting to 2 is better than 1. So, thank you guys for watching this week. As a reminder, next week we're going to be opening a ton of packs. We're going to be opening 45 more packs. We're going to be spending a lot of these gems, 9,000 of them, in fact, to purchase a lot of Ravnica Latex packs now that we have duplicate protection here. So I want to thank you guys again for watching today, going along with the draft. This looks like it's going to be a fun format. Orzhov is probably not something I'm going to draft frequently unless we open a bomb like that. Maybe next time we'll use it a little bit better. But thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, share if you can. Search Thinktwice MTG on all audio platforms and go to patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. That's the way that this show gets made. Thank you guys again. Catch you next time.